Hi, I'm Dean Perrine, Executive Vice President of JSA, and on behalf of NetSapiens, I'd like to welcome Mr. James Watts. James is the founder of Inspire Net Limited. James, it is wonderful to be with you today. Thank you for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. You got it. So, James, for our viewers that don't already know, why don't you tell them a little bit about Inspire, what you do, where you do it, and why you do it?
Sure. So InspireNet's an internet service provider. We're based in Palmerston North, New Zealand, at the bottom of the world. We started back in 1998 as a dial-up ISP. At the time, the incumbents were charging a fortune to our community, and we decided we could do a better job. And since then, it's just really kind of grown to, we have a couple of thousand kilometers of our own fiber in the ground. We have 500 wireless towers. We do voice. We're building a CV radio network for our farmers so they can have connectivity and be safe when they work on the hills where there's no cellular. And we've just always been about great service.
Yeah, that's really what I was getting when I was reading up on Inspire. That's wonderful, excellent. Thank you for that. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about anything new and exciting? Obviously, 2020 was a unique year so far. So what's the latest and greatest coming out of the Inspire newsroom?
I think for us, it's the change in the way people do business at the moment. So we went into lockdown with 2 days notice, and none of our businesses were prepared. With our NetSapiens platform, with our wireless and our customers kind of being on board with us, we managed to move them all to working from home. Within 2 days, we moved about 4,000 of our customers' phone lines and things to where they needed it to be. It was pretty hard work. But I think looking forward, what it's going to do is change the way people do business. So a lot of people that went to the office every day and did the grind discovered they could do it at home. And I think going into next year, we'll see customers changing the way they do business to suit their lifestyles a bit more. And we'll probably see the center of town where we've just put fiber everywhere, emptying out, and office spaces becoming more vacant as people change the way they live and work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. We're, obviously, and I've been working from home for well over 10 years now. And so there's a lot of folks that are jumping on board and saying, hey, I can do this, and I can be home with my children, and I can do some of these things. So there are obviously some silver linings here too. But you did mention NetSapiens in your previous answer. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about your relationship with NetSapiens and kind of how it helps your customers?
So back in about 2012, we were reselling a voice product from one of the only incumbents doing voice over IP at the time. We've always been locked into a large incumbent copper network until recently. And we wanted a product that we could control the customer experience a lot better. And so we had a look to the market to try and find someone we could work with. We looked at lots of the big players, but we weren't a big player. We were a small niche provider with about sort of 20,000 subscribers. And I ended up talking to an aunt, and the NetSapiens product, although it wasn't internationalized at the time, the service and the support was really good. And so we ended up working with them to become one of their first international customers, and actually to get all the dialing rules and all the things. Phone systems in New Zealand are very different to the US. And so they were a really good company to work with. They understood what we wanted to do, and they helped us achieve it.
Yeah, I love it. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about some of the benefits of the NetSapiens solutions for your customers?
So the key things were that it's not in the cloud. And so because we are at the bottom end of the world and we only have 1 or 2 international cables, putting anything in the cloud is quite a dangerous thing to do. The fact the servers live in our data centers and we can control the customer experience was huge to us. The feature set was robust at the beginning. In fact, we've ended up turning a lot of the features off because it's just too many features for the average human to understand what they can have. They all have this idea of hot desking and logging in, and in the end what they want is a phone that goes ring ring like it always used to, and they want it to run reliably and go ring ring every time. And we've found that the NetSapiens platform, because of the resiliency built in, has been massively good for just giving people dial tone constantly. So we started off just doing phone lines for homes, and nowadays we do virtual PABXs for businesses. So we provide phone as a service where we put in the PoE switches, the phones, the whole lot, just for a monthly fee, and we maintain it. And so there's no bill shock for our customers. It's a fully managed platform delivered as a service, and that seems to work really well. COVID came along, pick up your phone, take it home, plug it in again, it'll just go. And so your whole office extension just moved home with you just by simply plugging the phone in at home. And so we've integrated it into our provisioning system to make it easy for people.
Very cool. James, thank you very much. I feel like we could talk all afternoon or evening, I believe as it is over.
I'm morning tomorrow for you, so I'm a man ahead of my time.
This shows you how much I understand time zones, James. But hey, listen, we do appreciate your time today. For our viewers that want to learn more about Inspire, where should they go?
We have a website, inspire.net.nz. I'm sure our marketing people would love it if you looked at our Facebook page and all that social stuff.
Anyway, James, thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.